It is 91 degrees out, feels like 97. It's a bit too hot for me, but these hens and chicks love it. Hens and chicks are the scientific name of Sempervivum, Sempervivum tectorum. They are also called hens and chicks, which is what I call them, Houseleek or roof house leek, like the vegetable leek. I'm assuming it's a leek. They are from the Houseleek family, also known as the stone crop or the orpine family. The name Sempervivum is Latin for live forever. So semper means always, and vivus means living. And all these notes I'm reading from are going to be on the website page, linked to the video. So Sempervivum references the ease of the plant in spreading, and the name tectorum means of roofs, like a roof on a house, which I found this very interesting. The name Houseleek, which I've never heard before, is because it grows on thatched roofs in Europe. How cool is that? I find it strange, however, that the word leek is used, as it's a vegetable that looks nothing like this plant, and they are totally unrelated. The old Anglo-Saxon word for plant was L-E-A-C, leek, hence houseplant. Now these are succulent plants that do well over the winter outdoors. Most all other succulent plants don't overwinter here. We're in zone 6 or 7A, formerly 6B. They changed that a few years ago, and this pot was my grandparents' and sat on their front porch. So I've been excited to try to grow these in here, and I struggled growing them for many years. My grandparents always grew hens and chicks in this pot, and my parents had one when I was growing up too. And my brother had hens and chicks in his yard. He is died now, and my mom still has them in her yard. So I really want to grow these, and I was not having a success in doing so. I finally figured out why. My husband was coming home from work to water the garden before I got home from work, and so I wasn't watching him. But one day I saw him, and he was just putting a hose all over this. And I knew as a succulent it did not need that much water. And he still kept doing it even though I asked him not to. So eventually I moved it to a location where the hose could not reach. And then it started to live, and I had one that lived a couple years and died, and I got some from my mom's yard, and I think that died. And then I got this one from the store, and it seems to like this spot that I've put it in our front bed, and my husband's finally stopped watering it. It only gets rainwater. We never water it with the hose, and it's loving it, and it loves it so much it's blooming. So the original rosette is called the hen, and the plant puts off offsets that are called the chicks. So like this would be a chick of this hen. And here's another chick. Now I could pinch this off and put it in there, but I'm not. I've tried to do that and they just die. But we have a whole lot of little bitty chicks. Baby chicks on our hens. So the chicks is how the plant spreads. And then the hen will bloom in 2 to 3 years. So this hen here, down in here, is blooming, and I guess so is that one. This one will probably be blooming next year. The sad thing is after the hen blooms, it dies. The hen should be removed, and then I suppose this is important in a small pot such as mine. so that we can continue spreading. So if I remove it, which I'm going to do after they're done blooming, this will create a big spot here where I can maybe just break off some of the chicks and put them in there to keep the plant going. And the way to know that it's the hen is that it comes straight from the middle of the hen, the flower. It does. And so the chicks can be detached and replanted to propagate the plant after they're allowed to grow roots, and the stem begins to wither. So you have to let the chick grow some roots. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I treat it like a sedum and take it off too soon. I'm going to have to watch for them to grow roots. The leaves are thick and fleshy in the rosette, and they have pointed tips and maybe purple. Well, some of mine are kind of purple, like, look at this one here. Let me put my hand there. See how it's got some purple on it? Some of them do have little bits of purple. I am sweating in this sun just sitting here, but the plant likes full sun and well-draining oil, and it likes afternoon shade. Well, that makes sense, because as the sun goes over the house here in the front yard, where I'm currently facing the east and it's going to go over the house, it'll start getting shade. That's a good tip. And it likes sandy or rocky soil and even tolerates poor soil, so it's a survivor. That is, unless you water it too much. It does like the desert environment. The plant tucks well into crevices of stone walls or the planter that is made especially for it, which is this. And you can tuck them in there. It's important as a succulent to avoid overwatering, as I've already shared. So we want it to be living forever, like the name. So I'm standing up so we can look at the flowers. They're so interesting and intricate. They're like a little daisy to me. Let's see how many petals they have. I counted 10 little petals. And if you can see in the center, you got, I'm assuming it's stamens. I haven't studied my flower parts in a while, but they're sticking up from the center. And this one has been blooming longer, but they're blooming a very long time. Aren't they beautiful? I was expecting a rough and tough flower. Well, I guess it is. If you look at it, look at this funky thing that goes all the way up. Kind of like a cactus in the desert. But if you just focus on the little bit of lovely on the top, the flowers, I like it. And I'm assuming these little things are fuzzy, but I haven't actually touched it yet. I'm assuming that's a bud not opened yet. So I got lots of buds coming yet. I thought it might be prickly, but it's really soft. And so it might be, these have already bloomed. Maybe I'm thinking wrong. It would think it would bloom from the bottom up, and then what's on top is going to bloom again. Oh, I'm right. So looking at this one again, this one has already bloomed. This one has already bloomed. This one's blooming now. And this one is a bud. Thanks for hanging with me and learning with me as we observe. So over here, these are all done blooming. Then you have the flower, and I still have one bud over here. So as you can see, it's a very intriguing plant to watch and observe. Look at that going all the way up. It is so odd looking. I guess they would call that the stem. I don't know. Sure enough, it's dying. It's leaned over. Doesn't look pretty. I left it to see if the mother plant would die. This one is still blooming, but it's also dying. Let's see. Yep, there it is, you see. Oh, it came right out. Well, I'll be. It does die. Now there's a spot there, but any babies can continue on. I'm gonna let this one go. I don't know, let's tug on it.